Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me! And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half of Dynamic Duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
Hello.
And we are doing Worlds Collide. Now, this is a co-branded thing between WWE and AAA. So with that being said, we also have
I'm very
Desario.
upset that they teased us with adding TNA, and none of that got added, by the way.
We got a TNA guy in there. Yes.
Confusion.
Laredo.
Oh. Is he really
Yeah,
TNA?
he was just on TNA not too long ago in a tag team match fighting for the number one contendership that the Rascals won.
But he's
All
not
right.
really a TNA guy. He's a AAA guy.
Oh, he's also a AAA guy. He's got a contract for both.
Gotcha.
And with that being said, Desario.
Hello, welcome guys. Thank you for having me back. And we are here talking about AAA, NXT, WWE, all things I'm here for.
All right. With that being said, Desario is actually going to be the one to start us off.
Sounds good. So now we're going to start off with a six-man tag match with a lot of history, a little bit of story, not much, because there hasn't been too much built for some of these matches. This one at least has a little bit of a backstory going to it. So you have Legado Del Fantasma versus El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown.
Alright, so I'm going to correct your Spanish just a little bit.
Be my guest.
It's Hijo.
Hijo. Sorry.
The H in Spanish is silent, and the J sounds like an H.
Keep in mind, I got Italian dialect here. We don't necessarily use consonants.
That's very valid. But you knowing Italian dialect should really help you with your Spanish because they are such similar languages.
They can be. They can be.
All I have to say is why we go from, like, really Hispanic to Psycho Clown.
Okay, so Psycho...
That's valid.
That's very valid. And Psycho Clown... I was actually telling Pyro this a little bit before we started recording, I was actually a little disappointed that we didn't get, a little Psycho Circus for this six-man
we were
tag
talking
instead.
about it earlier.
Getting, Murder Clown and Monster Clown to go along with Psycho Clown. That would have been a really
That would have been
good-
amazing. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that would have been great to go with. But if you're not familiar with the Mexican luchadors that we have in this match, for Dr. Wagner Jr., he is a third-generation wrestler. He's been in the game for a little while, and he's still only 33 years old right now. So, I mean, he is still kind of... Yeah, he's been wrestling since he was like 17.
I forget these AAA lucha guys get him started at like 9.
Exactly. So,
Get him started like right out the womb.
He
I was
is
gonna say that.
a grizzled veteran and still
He was a
younger.
vet by the time he was in high school.
He's younger than every single main eventer in WWE right now. And then you have Pagano, whose style is not your typical luchador, actually. He is more of a hardcore wrestler when it comes to that sense. So he brings a little bit of different flair to the table. And then as for Psycho Clown, his name pretty much just says it all if you're looking for what type of style or a type of intensity that he's going to be bringing. Now, as for Legado, they kind of teased why they are in this match on SmackDown a few weeks ago. As we've seen, there's been a little bit of tension building between the group. Santos is like, hey, Angel, Berto, I know we haven't been on the same page, but let's get back on track. Worlds collide. Let's take on these AAA guys and show them who's boss. And then Santos, he's been in AAA. He was in AAA for 6 years before going to NXT. Won several titles down there, so he has a lot of history when it comes to the promotion as well.
It wasn't he. I swear Santos was actually part of Lucha Underground before he
There
signed
might
up.
have been that in between.
It would have been
period.
like AAA, then Lucha, then
NXT.
There might have
NXT, if I
been
remember
there might have been that
correctly.
little bit of leeway in there, but for 6 years, but it was almost immediate. Almost.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So going into the predictions for this match, it is almost unanimous. Everybody's going for the AAA guys except for Flash, who is taking Legado del Fantasma.
That is solely off of...
This is what I know.
Yeah. These are the people I know.
But yeah, I mean, for me, if this opens up the show, one, we've already gotten the tease on Legado, having some
And
friction.
that's why I went AAA guy. This is gonna continue to like build that frustration between the guys and create just that much more friction.
Yeah.
We had that conversation just before we started recording, before you got here, Desario, and it was about, he's like, I don't understand why they made this specific match, because they're already teasing Legado Del Fantasma breaking up, and I was like, well, who's to say tonight's not tonight?
And plus, in this sense as well, with that being teased, you showcase 3 guys from AAA to sit there and really introduce them to the American audience.
Yeah.
We've never seen that
Honestly,
before.
this is probably the best platform to do this with.
Exactly. And with this type of match right here, it's a perfect booking style if you're looking to continue stories and build people.
Yeah.
All right, so going into the next match, Twisted, what we got going on?
We have Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice taking on, what are the names? I'm going to botch them otherwise.
You have Dalys and Chik Tormenta.
Okay, thank you. Otherwise, I knew I was going to botch that totally. So, this kind of started because, obviously, with the announcement, we have seen Chik and Dalys at ringside for a lot of Stephanie's matches. They've had backstage confrontations as well. More or less just going along the lines via Pyro's translations of, you, abandoned us.
You abandoned us, what was it, during the last NXT pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
The moment backstage, if for those that don't understand Spanish, it was, at least we remember where we came from. Now that you're here, you think you're better than us.
Mm-hmm.
You've forgotten where you come from. You've forgotten your roots.
Yeah. So
is what that boils down to, and I'm gonna go with what they said on commentary. I think it's just I think it's a sense of jealousy that Stephanie's kind of
here
made it to what is the big
pinnacle.
time, the top dog in the wrestling world. Because as much as people don't want to say it, a lot of wrestlers fight to make it to the WWE.
Well, think about how long WWE's been around.
No, that's why it's been.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of wrestling.
Like, this is where that is.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are too keen on the fact that Stephanie refers to herself as the best, or the moniker of La Primera.
Yeah.
They definitely take some sentiment to that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I totally understand. So this did get pushed a little bit further because they did interfere in her most recent title defense against JC Jane on NXT, which actually caused Stephanie to lose the title. And then backstage, she had a segment with Ava where Lola Vice came in and said, "You need a tag partner, I got you." Looking at all of our predictions, most of us are with Stephanie and Lola, whereas...
Plus, this is... Because from what I read, there's supposed to be titles on the line.
I have not seen anything for titles.
No?
Nope.
Alright, well then that actually drastically changes me.
So originally you went Chik and Dalys.
Yes.
Okay. And so now you're going Stephanie and Lola?
Yes.
And your reason for changing...
Because again, I thought there was going to be titles on the line, and with Stephanie having to pull double duty tonight.
Yeah.
Because she's also in the Women's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
Why have her win there? Especially with such a random pairing.
Mm-hmm.
To then have to go and do that, especially because they've already called her up to the main roster.
Yes.
The reason I'm changing is because now that I realize, hey, there is no gold on the line. Stephanie still has to save face and, protect this character that is La Primera, the best, the number one. They've already had their beef. Stephanie's already beaten these women before.
Yeah. I'll say in that case...
And she's got a certified badass in her corner in Lola Vice.
Yeah.
Because Lola Vice ain't no pushover. Like, we're talking Chik, we're talking Dalys, and we're talking Stephanie. Like, Lola doesn't exist in this match. But Lola ain't no slouch.
No, definitely not.
She's not a slouch. And also the other thing, too, with Stephanie, you can't have her lose this match when she's going to be going in Money in the Bank in a few hours as well.
Right,
Yeah.
like, you gotta build her some kind of momentum here.
Regardless if she wins or doesn't win Money in the Bank, this really helps solidify her for the main roster.
Right, this helps kind of
push her a little bit more.
Yeah.
Helps solidify and justify that call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, I mean, me and you had talked about it. This was just kind of a random call-up for her.
It was a very sudden call-up for her and Julia.
For her, Julia, we saw Roxanne working on it for a while, but now they're also talking about Jordan Grace and Ricky Saints. So,
personally, I think you keep Ricky Saints in NXT for a little while.
And if anybody deserves a call-up besides Oba, it would be actually All Ego.
I was gonna say it's Your call-ups currently coming out of the NXT brand should be Obo.
Yes.
Ethan Page.
Yep.
And Trick Williams.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see that.
But another thing is like when you look at the call-ups most recently, I think that the one that should have stayed a little longer down in NXT is Julia.
Yeah.
And I could be completely wrong with that compared to you guys, but
Julia,
especially with the botch that just happened.
I genuinely believe I love Julia. She's a star. She has all the tools to be the face of a women's division anywhere she goes.
Yeah.
She definitely still needs a little bit of work in the WWE system before having gotten that call.
I see that, but just the star power and the charisma that comes off of Julia, you can't teach that, as they used to say about with Enzo and Cass. You can't teach that stuff, and you need to translate that to the big screen, the WWE audience, to get people invested.
Another thing that I've noticed is her decline in the crowd reaction since her turning heel. When she was face,
Julia was meant to be a face.
She was getting a bigger reaction, but if you watched Friday Night SmackDown, the botch between her and Zelina, that's why I say, like, and I agree with Brother Pyro, she needs more work in this system. Stephanie is the right
but we've
between
talked
those two.
about this.
Yeah.
Because you bringing up her heel turn. There are a lot of stars and a lot of guys and girls that work better with one versus the other.
Yes, and she is
that you can tell are more natural for one versus the other. Julia being the babyface is what works.
Yes.
Maybe
for her.
No, maybe they can sit there and do a little bit of a double turn eventually, because as we all know and we all agree, Tiffany's not working too well as a face. Maybe do a little bit of a double turn there.
No, she doesn't.
Get Tiffany back to her natural position,
which is
and then put Julia back face.
I mean, we got to see
her issue with that was literally
this Friday.
They given her last two feuds.
Yeah. No, totally, I understand.
That's the only way it made sense.
But I mean, when it comes to Tiffany Stratton, we had a little bit of a sprinkle of her turning heel because of the reaction she had to Charlotte backstage with Jade Cargill. So.
All right.
Next one up.
So now going into our next match, back to where we're supposed to be talking
we
about.
We went on the side road and did a couple of U-turns, loop-de-loops, and now we're back on the main drag. GPS has directed us back.
We did a few side missions, is what this was. NXT North American title, Fatal 4-Way. Ethan Page defends against Rey Fenix, Laredo Kid, and the young OG, Javon Evans.
Your boy bouncy.
Yo, I'm so excited for this match. Like, this match is... I'm calling it. This is going to be match of the night.
How much you want to bet we're going to get a springboard off of both sides of the ring with Javon and...
It could really be any one of them.
Anybody else.
It's going to be anybody but Ethan Page.
Yeah. It'll be Javon and either Ray or Javon and... Laredo, and it's just going to... in the middle.
Oh.
That's all we're going to get.
I'm here for the sequence because you know it'll happen because it's happened before in other promotions.
Yeah.
Laredo and Phoenix going toe-to-toe with each other just one time, and the amount of insane...
The magic that those two men create together one-on-one is almost untouchable. The magic that they're about to create in this Fatal 4-Way is about to feed, like, the next 7 generations of people.
Next 7 generations of luchadors.
I swear to God.
It's going to be...
No, if you want to build a luchador from the ground up, it is Laredo Kid.
Mm-hmm.
It is Laredo Kid, it is Rey Fenix, and it is even his brother Penta. Like, you want...
Oh, they got the Lucha Factory going on now.
Oh my God. Super excited for this match, though. But we got here because, you know, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page have had beef for a while. Saints dropped the title to Page, and at their last PLE, Ava had announced winner between Saints and Page was going to defend this title
at Worlds Collide.
Mm-hmm. Page won the title. He came out talking his smack. Javon then interrupts. It's like, hey, I'm your opponent at Worlds Collide, but it's not just me. Out comes Laredo Kid. And he's talking about, how he's going to win this, and he's really trying to help put AAA on the map when it comes to being intertwined with the WWE.
Yeah.
Like, bring that notice here. Mm-hmm. And what better representation than Laredo Kid? Because that man has done it all, been everywhere. Like you were just talking about, he's been featured with TNA quite a few times.
TNA, he was also in Lucha Underground for a little while.
Yep.
He was with
Lucha Underground.
So do I. He also did a little spell in CMLL before he went back over to AAA.
It's like he's clearly AAA. He's just
where the luchadors go.
The better option for luchadors.
Depends.
It's the bigger option for sure.
It's the bigger option, although in recent years AAA has lost a little bit of popularity to CMML, but when people think of Lucha, they think AAA.
Your first thought is AAA. Your first thought isn't CMLL.
It's like American wrestling back in the mid-90s, where when you talked about wrestling, people automatically knew WWF, even though WCW was the ratings leader at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I get that.
It was the longer pinnacle standing. Yeah.
Exactly. So going into our predictions, we're pretty all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
With a 4-way, you should be.
Yeah.
Yes. So
sometimes
you
we're half and half.
chose Laredo Kid. You wanna break us into your mindset here, sir?
So right now, in a world in WWE where anything's possible, where they're deciding to put titles from other companies onto other people, either within their company or in other places, I am still upset about this whole Trick Williams, Joe Hendry type thing. I'm not gonna stop myself.
No, because this is an actual relevant tangent.
Yeah.
So
you can go on your tangent.
I don't like the fact that they put the title on Trick and are keeping it on him. But if we're going to live in that type of world, we got to sit there and do, kind of a reverse here.
I will say this. As much as I disagree with it, they're not having him beat, TNA home talent clean. If you look outside of Joe Hendry, his defense against Mike Santana, it wasn't a clean win.
No, it wasn't.
His defense against Elijah, not a clean win.
Nope.
He's only had 3 matches.
And that's too many for having the title. They should have...
But they haven't. Again, they've done it in a way where it isn't just completely bury the TNA talent.
Isn't it, though?
No.
It kind of is.
I would understand it if he's winning clean. He didn't even win the NXT title clean.
Hold on. I'm going to backtrack to something real quick. Because Twisted has always sit there and stated that she doesn't recognize a certain woman for her title reign because it was nothing but interference and shenanigans that happened all over the place. And that's Nikki Bella. Mm-hmm. And this is a very similar situation where Trick is just doing nothing but winning with nothing but outside interference. Can't do it on his own. So do I really need to recognize that?
I mean...
yes.
In Twisted logic, no.
In Twisted logic, yeah. No. In actual normal wrestling fan logic, yes. Okay, he is your world champion. AJ Francis has helped him in his last 2 defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to dive.
I almost thought you said get ready to die.
I did too.
No.
I did too. I was like, no. Desario. No. That escalated way more quickly than it needed to.
Nope.
But, again, this, like I said, this isn't a just complete shutdown of their talent. And you know what it is they're going to give Joe Hendry that redemption arc, and he's going to regain that title.
We'll wait and see what happens.
And even if it's not Joe Hendry, you know Williams isn't going to hold on to this for very long. Let's be honest here.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Nick Nemeth is the one who took it off of him?
I'd be okay with that.
But anyways, going back to my defense...
Add an NXT PLE, please.
Yeah, back to my defense of Laredo. If you're going to sit there and be able to swap belts, what better representation to sit there and really go with AAA than the Laredo Kid?
Like I said, again.
And with the partnership with TNA, you can sit there and bring that belt's visibility
and
to
all
you have
3
promotions.
3 brands.
That would be really nice.
I wouldn't be mad at that idea. No. So Flash and Hex went Ethan Page. And you, Ridicus and myself, went with the young OG, because you know your boy Bouncy. Javon Evans. I personally think it is just his time. And the best way to do that without him having to... if you're not going to give it to him one-on-one, this is the best way to do it. Yeah. Maybe, you have like a Rey Fenix or a Laredo, kind of eat the pin instead of Ethan Page. Save face, give him some credibility before you give... Because, his call-up's coming. Mm-hmm. And, again, the fact that we've had Javon Evans in the world title picture a few times now and show that, like I said about Miles Osborne, it may not be his time, but he's gonna be back.
Yes.
I think the NXT North American title is the safe route to go for his first championship.
I agree.
I can see that very easily.
All right, I'm going to let you take us into our next match.
Okay, so we have another 6-person tag with a lot of story behind it. Can someone help me find the story? Anybody? Bueller?
Oh, story!
This is the one match that
I didn't even know that this was like a thing at first until I looked up the match card.
Yeah, that's the point we're trying to make.
I know.
And so... yeah, there's no story, there's no rhyme and reason behind this, other than we're getting a bunch of luchadors together in the ring together, some from AAA and the others from the Raw roster. Well, 2 from the Raw roster and 1 from the Performance Center, who's currently coaching, but has had a match recently. And so we are going with the LWO's Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro, teaming up with Lince Derado. If you don't remember him, kids, he was in Lucha House Party!
He was the guy in the tiger mask. My thing is, if you're going to give me the... why didn't you just give me Joaquin Wilde?
Why didn't you give me all the other
Okay, so Joaquin Wilde, there actually is a reason he's not in this match. He was supposed to be in this match. He got pulled because on this past Monday, they did a speed match, him and Lexus King.
Oh,
he got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why it's not LWO. That's why they
what about Mysterio?
Mysterio's still hurt.
Yeah.
From Mania.
He's got his injury. He had surgery just recently.
Can y'all say... this is why y'all can't gain traction. Because none of y'all stay healthy long enough. Jesus Christ.
And then they are going up... they are going up against the formidable trio of Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and everybody's favorite, Mr. Iguana? I will be the first to admit,
Iguana.
I watch a lot of AAA, I watch a lot of Mexican wrestling. I am not familiar with who the hell Mr. Iguana is.
Neither am I.
The first I saw of him was on Raw when they showed a picture of him and they're like, in Iguana we trust. I'm like, what the heck is this?
I will say I am familiar with Aerostar and Octagon, though.
Aerostar and Octagon I'm very familiar with, especially Aerostar when he was also in Lucha Underground.
Yes.
There. He puts on an amazing display. When you're talking about aerial artistry, yes, but he also has some good in-ring mat technician tenacity.
Oh my God. He's a really good hybrid.
Octagon Jr. is a name that sounds familiar to me.
He's been in AAA. He's also done a little bit of a stint on AEW. He had a couple of matches on AEW, especially during the pandemic when they were bringing in people just to have banger matches over at Dalys' place. He's been in TNA for a little bit, but he's very well traveled. And again, he's another guy who he's been in the business for 17 years, but he's still sub 40 in the age.
Yeah, I think when he was in TNA, that's when my ex would watch it. So I think he was one of the favorites listed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot with that X Division.
Yeah, X Division.
He did a lot in the X Division with those TNA days when he was there. Because it was still pretty early in
it was very
TNA
early,
career.
and the X Division early on in TNA was the division to watch.
Oh
especially
my
those
God.
Ultimate X matches.
Because you had guys like Sabin, Shelley, Octagon... Styles.
Suicide. Who somehow turned out to be TJP under a mask, which made absolutely no sense.
It didn't make sense. That was the gimmick that he went for,
I know.
Before, expanding his career to other companies. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, dude.
Then explain how Suicide is still wrestling in TNA when TJP was on 205.
Explain the second Doink the Clown.
Explain the Conquistadors.
Explain a lot of things that don't have explanations.
Because remember,
because
I want to point out the original Doink the Clown was on the Indies while WWE has a second Doink the Clown.
Yeah.
It's literally, hey, we're going to hire somebody else to fill in this gimmick that we own.
You mean like the 7 Sin Caras we had?
Yeah, we have 3.
Ooh, how about Razor Ramon and Diesel?
Or the dual Undertakers and Kanes.
Okay, but those ones were straight up for storyline purposes only.
I know, but still, like, you're talking duplicates.
Luke Gallows deserves so much better. Anyways, going into the prediction for this, action-packed match that we are definitely bound to have. Everybody is going LWO and Dorado, except for Flash, who is going with the AAA guys.
I think his reasoning is because he went Legado Del Fantasma in the first one.
Okay, so now it's switch it up.
So now it's, let's go with a little bit more unfamiliarity.
That makes sense.
And then Brother Pyro, why don't you take us through the end? Again, AAA, and obviously Brother Pyro gets to cover more WWE. So
oh my god!
For you too.
I laugh at this match so hard for so many freaking reasons.
It's gonna be a great match.
Oh, I'm not laughing at I'm laughing at the fact that they announced this match before even getting rid of the previous champion.
Yeah, so
for those that don't know, the inquiry of AAA led to a lot of backlash from the fans and a lot of tension, giving Alberto El Patron, or as those WWE fans that know him, Alberto Del Rio, being the AAA Mega Champion. Mm-hmm. So there had been rumors that, they were just going to buy out his contract, that they were going to release him, that this was going to happen, that was going to happen, whatever. El Patron is your AAA Mega Champion. Up until last week. They had announced El Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable. For the reason of, Gable, and they've teased a lot of Vikingo and Gable.
There's been physicality between the two.
That and, Gable still wants to show that,
he's better than the Luchadors.
Exactly. And what better way to do that than to hold a Lucha Championship? Because, whatever. So they announced this match before announcing Hijo del Vikingo and Alberto El Patron would go at it for the title, thus dethroning El Patron. I, again, just really laugh at the fact that y'all really announced the match for the world title before y'all knew what you were doing with the world title. Like, when they announced this match, neither one of these guys was champion. I thought it was going to be a vacant title or something, because I 100% thought, Alberto was going to get the axe.
Okay, but let's be fair here, okay? They were showing that on WWE TV in America. How are they going to find out about that in Mexico?
Sir, first off, you have access to the WWE all over the world.
I'm just sipping my water here.
Secondly, all you need is a phone and the internet.
But if you're a AAA fan, you're not a WWE fan. You're not paying attention to that.
I mean, you are once they announced the merger a month and a half ago. Secondly, again, the internet exists and so does Netflix. So, I don't know what point you're trying to make here.
He's being sassy.
Sir, but I would really appreciate it if you just shut your face off.
He's just being sassy at this point. That's what
I can't wait for JBL to interfere right before this match.
Oh my god, and I can see it happening.
I'm waiting for it.
Because that man just randomly pops up, interferes, and then disappears like he didn't just do what he did.
Especially at AAA.
Oh my god. And of all the matches, this is the match I can see it happening with.
Yeah.
Anywho. We gonna go into predictions, or...
Okay, so is this a unanimous pick right now that Vikingo retains the AAA Mega Championship and, further prove Gable ain't got what it takes to beat the Luchadors or pick up a win because he's not under his mask?
he does not wear a mask. Now, granted, mind you, I do think El Grande Americano would make a better opponent for Vikingo. Not Chad Gable. Chad Gable should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match as opposed to this one. So, I mean, if you would have flopped the two, then I can see that happening. But no, Gable...
He wants to beat Saka with a large coffee?
Apparently!
Gable is
It's a really good thing we don't pick up visual aids. Damn!
It's a really good thing we haven't escalated to that point. Y'all don't need to see our faces. Y'all don't want to see our faces.
Oh my god.
Justice for El Grande.
Justice for a large coffee that you can get anywhere? Anywhere.
Let's run to Starbucks. I'll get you a Grande Americano.
Nah, I'll pass. I think I'll go for a white chocolate mocha, thank you.
But then you're passing on your hero.
Right. Support your hero.
I do support my hero. And you know what? Chad Gable supports him as well. He even lent him his boots this past Monday.
Am I the only one that caught that?
No.
Clearly, are we the only two that caught that?
No.
Because,
What's great is the internet is they're not the same person because you have Chad Gable and you can see
backtrack too.
And it's dude, the singlet's just a little higher on the other one. And you have makeup. Are you kidding me? There is makeup that makes tattoos look like they're nothing. I'm sorry, sir. What?
Beautiful.
Well, with that being said, that does conclude Worlds Collide. Anything else to say, Brother Pharaoh, before we go off the air?
Enjoy the show.
And with that,
Enjoy
laters.
the show.